let's bring in Governor Dave Umahi, who's joining us from Ebonyi State on Newsnight, and get his reaction, of course, to all of this. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. First, what's your reaction to this ruling in your favor as you defected from the PDP to the APC? And then secondly, what do you say to those who raise that moral question as to why should a politician who, emerged on the platform of one party defect to another party and continues to enjoy the benefits of that office?
Thank you very much. Ngozi, I believe I got your name very well. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. And you got the name correctly. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my reaction is, for me and the Ebonyi people, it is victory for the people of Nigeria. It is victory for democracy. I'll leave it at that. I'm very happy with the ruling. And let me correct an impression that, when this debate of the governor could vacate his seat, by reason of defection, the two political parties, had to also sue, and the SDP got an injunction in Abakaliki Federal High Court to say, look, if the seat is going to be vacant, it cannot be allocated to, people in PDP who did not contest the election. We contested the election. And that's the candidates of SDP. And then the candidates of APC, my beautiful party now, also say, look, if you say the office will be vacant, we are interested. And so that's the origin of the suit. So there are three suits, concerning this governor of Ebonyi State. And they have ruled two. One say, look, it's a restraining order by the Federal High Court Abakaliki in favor of SDP, restraining INEC from recognizing anybody from PDP benefiting from the seat, which obviously is never vacant. And then the same thing with the APC that says, look, we came second. And if the seat for any reason should be vacant, we should be the people to benefit from it. And that's what the appeal court, has done justice to by relying on the Constitution. What the Constitution fails to provide is never envisaged, and you cannot import it to the Constitution. The Constitution is like the mirror upon which all laws and rules, are mirrored into, and everyone must fall and respect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And when you come to the issue of morality, about defection, you see, a political party and candidate is like a marriage. And when a marriage is, consummated, there are conditions, that, are given, even though they are not written, and the conditions, one of which is, understand respect for each other. And so when that respect is not there, when that suspicion is not there, there is, likelihood of a breakdown of the relationship. And then instead of, life being threatened, then you can part your ways. So you have to balance the issue of, dehumanization to the issue of, immorality as a result of defection. So you have to balance it. When you are not comfortable and, your mate, is looking down on you, and that there is danger that is going to happen because somebody has taken over the party and somebody is ruling over the party, dictating the pace of the party, even directing on what should happen to a sitting governor, so there is danger. And the marriage is no longer working. So you have to take to your heels. And that's exactly what I've done. And I'm covered by the Constitution doing that. And I'm very happy where I am now.
And I'm sure Nigerians are wondering, who is this somebody you keep referring to as somebody? But you've welcomed the judgment by the court. You describe it as a win for democracy. You also welcome... Go ahead, Mr. Governor.
Yeah, because I said that somebody is PDP.
Somebody's PDP, okay. Mr. Governor, this is Adesua.
Yeah.
But you've welcomed this judgment and you also describe it as a win for democracy. However, the court held today that the defection of a political holder may appear immoral. So I wonder, in that instance, Mr. Governor, do you also agree with the court that your actions may be immoral? And of course, we know there's a pending appeal in the Abuja Federal High Court. Are you worried?
Adesu, the judge said maybe immoral. They didn't say it is immoral. Because I've answered it that a political party, joining a political party is one thing and the election is another thing. And you cannot say that, all members of that political party, voted for you. It is the entire populace, different political parties that voted for you. So it is just a means, to get to a destination. And, when you are not comfortable with that vehicle that is taking you to that destination, the most important thing is service delivery. And so you can change the vehicle and continue to deliver the service. And so when they say it may be immoral, I love what, one SAN said, when I say that PDP misbehaved, in this judgment. And I was confirmed by somebody saying, Umahi should not be looking for who is making the trouble for him, that we are the ones giving him the trouble. And he said, you don't know the information that Umahi has. And of course, I have much more information, but, we must protect, our institutions. So you don't say it is immoral, he said it may be. And my explanation is justify that probability of whether it is moral or immoral. Then the issue of Court of Appeal in Abuja, I continue to maintain that the judiciary, is the last of the common man, which is the common say in the society. And I have very high respect for our judiciary, from deputy the party chairman to deputy governor to governor. I've maintained a very good cordial relationship with the judiciary. And I have no doubt that appeal court is one, and they look at the respect for the constitution. They look at the stability of the system. They look at what is just, and they look at the previous judgment they have delivered. In the same manner.
Well, you had very strong words for Justice Iyang Ekwo when he ruled that you should vacate the governor's seat alongside your deputy. But let's leave that for another day. Let's even talk about the reason why you left the PDP for the APC. Were you assured of clinching the presidential ticket? Was that the reason why you joined the APC? And if you don't get it, will you defect from the APC?
Well, let me correct an impression that if I ever made any unpleasant statement against, my Lord Justice Ekpo, it must be a slip of the tongue. Everything I meant was, my anger on PDP, trying to manipulate the system. So I have nothing against my Lord, Justice Ekpo, and I have nothing against his judgment. It remains my brother, and I wish him very much well. If I did say anything wrong, let him accept my unalloyed apologies. It must be a slip of the tongue. The leaving PDP, I didn't leave PDP to get the presidential ticket of APC. It is wrong for anybody to say that, because I've explained severally that I left PDP for two reasons. One is that governors are governors. It doesn't matter whether you have, all the allocations in the world, and I don't have any allocation. The most important thing is that we are all governors, and we deserve respect of one another. And we cannot be governors, and there are more governors than governors. I don't accept that. If you are in a particular state, it is, an accident of fate that you're there, and that I'm here. Maybe there is no money in my state. It's an accident of fate. But the most important thing is, what is your intention for your people? What are you doing for your people? It doesn't matter how much you have. It is what you have done for your people. And so that's number one. Number two is that I had said that the the body language of the makers of PDP and shakers of PDP was not suggestive that, you know, the Southeast was going to get the presidential ticket. I didn't say it should be given to me. There are so many of their candidates, of the members that are more qualified than me, including sitting governors that are much more qualified than myself. And I'm saying there should be an indication that we should be treated like, you know, other zones, you know, because we've supported PDP since 1999. We supported, you know, my father, President Obasanjo. We supported my father, you know, President Goodluck Jonathan, and we have supported, you know, His Excellency the Atiku Abubakar, you know, through the presidential tickets. And so, why is it that PDP, you know, that, you know, ever put their eggs in one basket? In 1999, you know, I came out openly to say, look, Southeast must give Mr. President Buhari 25%. I said that, and I was being crucified, but I had no apologies, and I did give him 25%, even though I was in a, you know, PDP. But I told His Excellency, you know, Atiku Abubakar, I was going to give 25% to Mr. President. I've always said I'm not a politician. I tell you the truth, and it remains the truth. Yes. So I'm not here that I must get the presidential ticket.
Mr. Governor, we are almost and totally out of time. As your party shifts ground on zoning, would have loved to ask you what your chances are when you have the likes of Bola Tinubu, who has declared, and those that are being nudged to declare, such as the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, and of course the likes of Rotimi Amechi. But that will be a conversation for another day, Mr. Governor. But we do appreciate your time on the news tonight. Dave Umahi, Governor of Ebonyi State, Southeast Nigeria. Thank you.